Hello, welcome to the program Issues on ABS Radio and Television. I am Eze Onji. Today we shall look at sustaining quality education in Anambra State. Sustaining quality education in Anambra State. It means we have quality education, so how do we sustain it? Functional education is the key to achieving sustainable education system. For a society to achieve a sustainable education system, the quality of its education must be improved. And so on this program, Issues, we shall know what education is, first of all, and of course the importance of education and how we can achieve quality education and more. So in the studio this afternoon, we have Dr. Vera Nkiru Wadinobi, Executive Chairman, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, ASOBE. Oka, Doc, welcome to the program. No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're also expecting Comrade Kanayo Bidibo, Public Affairs Analyst, and of course, former Rotary President, UNIZIC. Doc, can you have education? Can you call the weather? I can ask you, but not so English. Can you touch your hand?
Education is the acquisition of skills, knowledge, attitudes. All these will make the individual to become a functional member of the society.
That will give us an insight of knowing the importance of education. Can you know what is the importance of education? School, even Keta, foreigners in the why should we go to school?
We go to school because, like I said, you acquire knowledge, and there's a saying that says that knowledge is power. You acquire knowledge, you acquire skills when you are educated. Socially, you are balanced because education makes the individual to be complete. Because in education, you will acquire knowledge, cognitive, affective, and of course psychomotor domain. So if somebody goes to school and acquires this knowledge, it makes the individual to be a complete person, to be able to adjust to the society. Whatever you see in the society, the individual that has education will always find a way to adjust. Okay? Whether the individual has, the government gives the individual job or not, the person can create job because he has acquired skills, he has acquired knowledge, except the individual did not acquire it the right way.
We are happy to welcome Comrade Kanayo Bidibo, a former Rotary President UNIZIC, and of course he is a public affairs analyst. We know Ozome, I say no. Thank you. In-house analyst.
The amazing man.
And so we have defined education. Dr. Vera has defined education for us, and of course, the importance of education. We are talking about sustaining quality education in Anambra State. Take his welfare body. Or not?
Quality education, right?
Yes.
We also have some qualitative. Anambra State. Well, Anambra would have actually come a long way from what kind of first, the parents and and the state itself is trying in promoting different basal quality education. During the COVID, we saw that e-learning was highly promoted, and the market did not lose, just like some of us lost during the 30 months of civil war. And that's the people money besides the fact that you know, so now, yeah, I think that the state is actually doing quite a lot. And there are some places, so one time when there's a festival, I was doing badminton. Obviously, as a community, had no secondary school. So when they were giving that gap, 20 million naira, they started to do the secondary school. Otherwise,
The choose your project is a community choose your project.
yes, community. So you find out now, program Boma can we have and you know the distance from where's the trouble, you know. So they did encourage people to bring their children from Lagos, like to go outside to come and stay with their elderly families. But now they have one, and as a result of the interest of the government. I don't know of any community always go to school now. More especially, you know, the open and the open order. This one here. Because never primary six.
All right, we shall later come to citizens' contribution or the roles of citizens in making sure that we achieve quality education. Doc, quality education. What are those challenges? What are those challenges that we go through? For instance, government and agencies and even individuals, stakeholders go through to prevent us from having quality education.
Lack of monitoring by parents. You know, education starts from the home. Of course, when you are talking about education, you won't forget that we have informal education. You know, transmitting the values of the society or the family values into the children. So, today's parents, most of them, some, not most of them, some of them, they don't really transmit these values, our core values, because that is where education starts. These children, they need to know the values of the society, the value of the family, before they will now go out there for formal education, where they will face the curriculum made by policymakers, the state, and all that. So I think that is the major challenge. You know, parents being supportive and being also teachers, because the parents are supposed to be the teachers of their children, the first teachers. So if they are not doing their work, that is number one challenge. If they don't value education, that is another challenge. So they need to value education, they need to help their children, monitor their children's learning and all that. So I think parenting is number one, because they need to support their children to go to school. Value education, they will surely support their children, buy books for them, buy instructional material they need to be in school. So I think this is a major challenge.
Major challenge, foundational challenge. All right. The program is used on ABS radio and television, and today we are looking at how to sustain quality education in Anambra State. And Dr. Vera Nkiru is here, the Executive Chairman, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Asube, Oka, and Comrade Kana Yobidigo, former Rotary President, UNIZIC, and Public Affairs Analyst. Well, I take one question from you, Zome. What are the roles of a citizen in achieving quality education? Individuals, citizens, their contributions to achieving quality education.
You see, I remember in the old days, parents and the community were encouraging Omumabu. We call it Omumabu. They are going to lesson now. As if we were not doing Omumabu. And so like she rightly said, Madam said, that parents has a lot to do. Like in Okam from Okabia, our Indian trade was a blacksmithing, which means 90% of Oka elderly men at the time didn't go to school. But you find out that we had, at the time before the Civil War, more of police officers in this town. I mean, senior police officers and senior military officers, which means even though they didn't go to school, they were all into blacksmithing. And for instance, they were itinerant blacksmiths. They were going to in those days to go and do their trade. But their children were left at home to go to school. They encouraged. So why they put them also, there was so much. And eventually, most of them became permanent secretaries. Most of them became army officers. As before the war, we had Lieutenant Colonel in the army and the rest of them. So they were parenting, and then they should encourage the marketer when we are facing a very critical situation in this country. That now there are places where you can't, some people can't even afford these public school fees. So sometimes in some communities, they pay school fees. I remember there's a guy from Baku, school fees was paid, and he later became president of a bank in America. He came and built a church at the school in Baku. But it was community that paid the school fees because the father had no money. So the community should actually, fashion out scholarship to give some brilliant children within the community. So, Obroma also Obodo, Nenyaka, Azumaka. And it is very important with the kind of social problems we are having now. Before you know it, a small part of 12, a small level of 12 is into several social vices. More than 8 years, and all the methods with the impact. The community, no matter how organized we are now, we should be able to look into the upbringing of their children.
Doc, I went to a primary school, and what they do once a week after assembly, they will engage the children to play, to play for about 15 minutes before they go into the class to study. And I wasn't comfortable with that. I told them between that 8 o'clock and 11 is a big period for students to learn. How about how we see that is why you have break between 11 and 12. I'm not talking about the curriculum of school. Are you comfortable with the curriculum I'm using at school? Because I thought that one, they shouldn't play immediately after assembly. They should go to classes, begin immediately. Are you comfortable with the curriculum?
I'm not comfortable at all. They practice in the MSN assembly. A video first lesson. First lesson, second, third, or so. Then the
Jet
children will go on break to exercise themselves, play around, maybe have some refreshment, and then come back to class. So I'm not comfortable with that. But you have said it's a private school. Sometimes some private schools don't do it right. Sometimes, I said some, not all. So that one, I don't know where they learned that one.
But the point was when we were growing up and we were primary schools, there was what we call a short break and a long break. I want to talk something. We drove us out there. Yeah, no,
Immediately
no,
after
no, you must go into for the lesson. After some
2 or 3 lessons.
lessons, then you say short break.
Short break.
You come out for short break. Then after which the long break is the one that you can see them playing football and so on. Then you go back and then complete the day. But it is not like really after. I was not kindergarten now, unless if it is crèche or kindergarten where children are not, they have not formulated the idea of having lessons, in sequence.
You see that kid?
That one is a new creation, maybe by the private school owners, which is not too good. In the morning, when children come from their homes and their brain is still fresh, that is the time it is very receptive for learning.
Yeah.
So you must teach them. And then when you feel that they are getting exhausted or you're watching the class, you see some people throwing this, it's okay, break. You go to break. After which they come back again and face their studies. So that is the old order. And that is the curriculum because it was attached to it at the time we were going to school. But people comes up with all manner of creation to entirely teach.
Thank you, Zobe. Look, I think we have about 10 sustainable development goals, and number 4 is achieving sustainable quality education. What's your impression about the pace of achieving number 4?
In Anambra State.
Yes, in Anambra State, by extension, Nigeria, but particularly in Anambra State.
In Anambra State, like I have said before, that the Sustainable Development Goal 4 is talking about inclusive, complete, that is, the individual will be developed socially, morally, psychologically, emotionally. The individual will be balanced economically also. So if you put all these things together, like I was talking about informal education beginning from in the home by parents, you find out that in fact the parent is the main person that will form the personality of the child that is moving out. Okay? So when the child is complete, is formed emotionally, psychologically, and all that, and the child comes to school, the teachers also taking cognizance of this and following the curriculum, doing certain adjustments. I think at the end of the day, we will achieve sustainable development goal 4. Yes.
Where will you see the education system under Professor Musili, the government of Anambra State, at least in the next 34 years?
In the next 4 years.
In the next 4 years.
We will be competing with outside world, not locally here, because locally we are first. Yes, locally, as in Nigeria, that's where what I'm referring to as locally. Locally, we are first in Nigeria. In fact, there's a group that came to meet Mr. Governor, New Globe, and they came and requested that we allow them to go into the schools to see what we are doing, to know, because Mr. Governor told them, go there, see what we are doing, and tell us what you will do to improve on them. They came back to my office and said, from the states they have started the new globe, how they want to help different states. They are doing that in Lagos, in Benin, I think Wara. They called us our own Anambra leads. Anambra leads. And they came to confess that Anambra is really leading in education in Nigeria. So I see Professor Charles Soluto's vision of education competing with the world, no longer local competition. By the time he is done with the first term, that's what I'm seeing because of the way he is going.
Yeah,
I want to guys in a very snappy one to thank some worker from people. I will talk about corporate organization, trying to assist the government. Professor Ameliado has built schools in Austin Primary School. If you go there, you'll find a very gigantic building. I think it's the only primary school that has upstairs. Two-story building. Yeah, those are primary school. And they furnished American style. You see, at the time when I was talking with him, was to bring people, like somebody said, why can't we, bring those people who like in Dutch Academy, well, I am on. So he did that. He built one at Ayom Nabala, near Capital School. He built one in Nagawaka. He built one in Amipo, Connecticut. The another guy is Clem Moore. Club Novo has done wonderfully well. Capital School, when you go there, you find what he has done there. He has given them a beautiful beach with locked gates, fenced, and so on. So, what I'm trying to say is that corporate in the right now,
the government in our adoption of schools.
Yes, let me add to that.
30 seconds, please.
Okay, I will add to that. Our governor calls this public-private community partnership, where he is calling on well-meaning and well-to-do Anambrarians to come and help develop education in Anambra State. In fact, he led it. Makana Ogodie, he adopted a school. He's managing that school. He's paying the teachers. Except this time that he employed 2,500 teachers and employed some of them who passed the exam. So he's number one in championing that public-private community partnership in developing education in Anambra State. And
people are number two.
And on Tuesday, Nduka Foundation, they are coming to give an award to some students. They conducted a quiz competition, encouraging children to read and to compete in mathematics, in English. So those that came first, they are coming to Asube on Tuesday to give them awards.
So congratulations. I want to thank you, Dr. Vera Kiru Wadunobi, Executive Chairman, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Asube, Oka, Ainekene. Thank you for coming to the program. We'd also like to appreciate Comrade Kanayo Bidigo, former Rotary President, UNIZIC, and Public Affairs Analyst, Ozome Nisigin North. On behalf of everybody in the house, cameraman, and of course, Don Onyenji, my producer, I am Eze Onwuji. See you again. Bye for now.